Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the show. And welcome to a Saturday stream, your regularly scheduled hot mech on mech action. Good to see you, glad to have you. Hope you have an outstanding start to your weekend. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, whatever time it is, whatever day it is. I hope you guys are having a good one. Again, thank you guys so much for coming out today. And we're going to be playing some Mechwarrior 5 again. And thank you guys to everybody that showed up yesterday for the impromptu Friday stream that we kind of did a little later in the afternoon. So thank you guys so much for that. And again, thank you for everybody that showed up today as well. We are, of course, going to be continuing our ongoing career. But as always, I want to thank you guys. As I always say, your time is precious, and I appreciate every single minute that you choose to spend here with us. Without further ado, let us get out of the office and get over to the game. There we go. And as usual, I'll need to remember to unmute the game audio for you guys. There we go. Again, it should be relatively quiet since we're here on the bridge of the Leopard as opposed to being in any kind of action. But I do see sound levels, so you should be good. Crast First Time Chatter says, if your mech gets legged, you count as a pirate. Ahoy. It depends on what you replace the leg with. See, a true mercenary would, rather than, graft a piece of wood or something on there, would immediately make a move to rip a leg off of the nearest mech and put that in place. So I don't know if that really makes you a pirate. I mean, to me, pirates were always kind of lazy in that regard because it's like, oh no, I lost a leg. Well, I'll just use a piece of wood. Or, oh no, I lost a hand. I'll stick a metal hook on there. Like, nah, if you're gonna lose body parts, you take those body parts from your enemies. That's how that's supposed to work. At least, now that I think about it, chat, I think I might have been playing too much RimWorld lately. Maybe that's what it is. Yeah, I've definitely been playing too much RimWorld lately. I apologize. That's not how that works. Don't try that at home. I apologize. Anyway, but good to see you guys. Again, as we get into the game, here we are, right where we left off. Last stream, we did start and finish the prologue to the Kestrel-Lancers DLC. And we are now in the 1 year-ish waiting period between the prologue and when the DLC kicks off proper. We do have a decent stable of battle mechs. We're actually currently in an industrial zone so that we can do some repairs. And we do have quite a few repairs going on. We're also rebuilding a crab and a crusader mech that we managed to leg and then put back together. So we'll be playing with those. We also picked up the Jester catapult last stream as well. So we've been doing good. We've been improving the company in terms of mechs, in terms of pilots. And for those that were not here last time as well, we did pick up a new pilot, this one being renamed to Serene Hunts after the next person on our waiting list. And Serene, I did see you out there, so congratulations. After what feels like 6 months or more since you did the point redeem during the BTA campaign, you finally have made it into the game. So here we are. Again, we have a decent number of pilots. We're trying to spread things out evenly. We did pick up a couple of story pilots, a couple of DLC pilots from 330s as well. So all of these pilots are good. We've been working on getting them the quirks and everything to make them just a little bit better. So we are making progress. And speaking of making progress, now that we have all the stuff done in the industrial hub, our first order of business today was to head over here to Taurian space so that we can get ourselves a free marauder. Is this the actual place? Because I felt like the Taurian mission was down here. Did you reset my objective logs? We are tracking this one. I thought... Chad, am I losing my mind? I thought this mission was a little farther, I thought it was down here, as opposed to being way over here on the edge of Davian space. Am I remembering wrong? Anyway. It says it's on Montour, so that's where we're gonna go. It's actually gonna take us quite a while, and this was my fear as well, because traveling through this, I mean, I hate to say undeveloped, but traveling through the outer reaches of the inner sphere takes a little bit longer than, say, you know, up here in the core of the galaxy. And as you can see, just to get here, it's gonna take us 139 days. Remember, we've only got about a year before we need to start Kestrel Lancers, and my fear was, and still is based on this, that we may not have time to finish this narrative chain before Kestrel Lancers actually kicks off. But, you know what, we're gonna try it anyway, and hopefully we'll be able to get it done, but I don't know. We will see. At the very least, we can at least get a few missions deep into it. As far as I'm aware, this Taurian mission chain doesn't have a time limit, so even if we get partway through it, we can come back and finish it up later. And of course, we're getting some early game chug as the game is loading up resources and stuff like that. So, for those of you that were not here yesterday as well, and may have missed the interlude, I have also put in some additional mods. We added the rest of the Yet Another suite. So we now have the Yet Another Clan Mech mod, the Yet Another Weapon mod, variants, and all that other stuff. So there is going to be some more equipment and things to play with in the late game as well. Alric already did it, but you can do exclamation mod list for the new updated mod list for what we're playing currently, if you want to play along at home. And Megas, welcome to the stream on a Saturday. Good to see you. Glad to have you. And no, you haven't missed much. You missed me playing some music while Lawnmower Kun was outside, but we have actually just gotten into the game. Let's go ahead and view the transmissions here. Oh, how about that? We got another pilot available, and he's got a Thunderbolt. I mean, we're gonna stay on target, but I'm gonna accept both of these missions so that we can come back and potentially do those later. I always want to get more elite pilots if we can. But we will definitely have to come back for those some other time. In the meantime, let's make the jump out to Montour. We're already in May, so yeah, we're kind of running out of time here. But I think we'll be okay for now. It's gonna be 69 days, a nice number of days. Be aware the clan tech may show up early due to how lost tech works in the game. Yeah, and they do say that on the mod page, on the Nexus for the mod, that, like, that's just a hard-coded thing, and they can't, like, it's not, they can't really fix that, and it's okay. I think just for narrative purposes, if we did come across any clan weapons this early, I probably wouldn't use them, just because they shouldn't exist yet. But let's see, we got the contracts, here we go. Dire circumstances. We've already done this mission chain for the Taurian Concordant during the vanilla campaign, but this will be our first time doing it for the modded playthrough. So let's make it hot, chat. Let's get in here. We're going to take max salvage, as you do. You guys already know how this works. And we're a little bit over tonnage. I don't know if I care about that, to be perfectly honest with you. Nah, you know what? Let's start the day off right, chat. Let's start the day off right. And let's get Crab Squad out here. Let's get Crab Squad out here in these streets. And apparently I grabbed the wrong crab. I forgot we did rebuild another one. There we go. There we go. And I think we'll go ahead and take the Treb as well. That'll keep us under the tonnage limit. Let's see who we've got that's got decent affinity for crabs. Of course, Erst, Jonah, and I think we had one more pilot. Yeah, Ansi as well. Watch you be too picked short. Exactly, Erst. Now, I have readjusted the load order on some of the mods, and I might have fixed the salvage, but I don't know yet. We will see. We will see. I hope that I have fixed the purchase salvage, but no telling just yet. Any clan tech or stuff that wouldn't show up, I just wouldn't pick as salvage. Yeah, exactly, Vin. And that's pretty much what I'm gonna do right now. If we run into it. Let's see. Do we take the hero trench bucket, or do we take... I mean, we could take the fourth crab. I mean, I guess we have to for the memes, right, chat? We have to do it for the memes.
This is awesome. We're the best. Bring it on.
I like that attitude. I like that attitude. Mate has got the right attitude. We're awesome. We're the best. Alright. Let's make it hot, chat. Let's start the day off right with some crab squad.
Attention. Prepare for battle mech departure.
It has been a while since I've been in a crab.
Vehicle rolling in. Be sure to take it apart.
So chat, I know there's some contention in the community about the crab. And I have to ask the question. Are you a believer that the crabs weapon groups, always weapon groups, chat. Are you a believer that the crab's cockpit is at the front of the, I guess, the nose? Or are you a believer in the configuration as in Mechwarrior 5, where the crab's cockpit is on top of the torso? Penny for your thoughts. Which do you think is the correct setup for a crab?
It's not our priority, but there's always safety in numbers in a combat zone. We should do what we can to help them out. They will
Folks
make
saying
getting our
top
combat
on the
bonus
top.
all the
Alright,
easier
alright.
The longer they stay in the fight.
I always thought it made more sense on the top.
Investigation into rumors of deviant troop buildups in the verdigris system. We are contracting you to prod deviant defenses.
But I have seen art of both. I have seen art with the cockpit on the top and on the front. And whenever I see the cockpit on the front, I immediately think of the Archer, and I think of why that's a terrible idea to put your cockpit like way out in front of everything else, where it can be the first thing that gets hit when the enemy shoots at you. Yeah, this old man from the Taurian Concordant, Space Texas. Alright, let's get in there. Let's get in there. Let's see. Guys, go get that Jaeger for me if you don't mind. Oh, look at that guy. Tank's over here drifting. Oh, you're gonna get the clamps, buddy. You are gonna get the clamps. Time to give him the clamps, Chet. Get clamped. Although, to be fair, those things hurt up close. Those AC2s hurt up close. Let's burn them down, boys. Let's burn them down.
Allied command reports enemy movement is projected to hit your location at any moment. Time to earn our pay.
Especially I like the Archer's design. The cockpit placement is ass. Yeah, I don't like the idea of putting the cockpit front and center. It's like, here, hit this part first. No. No thank you. Which, you know, you could make the same argument about the Mad Dog as well, otherwise known as the Vulture, because I've seen both configurations on that as well, where I've seen art of the cockpit on the very front of the nose, and I've also seen it with the cockpit on the top. And, you know, it seems like both are considered canon, depending on what brand of heresy you happen to subscribe to. Let's see. Let's see. We got a harasser. Well, we had a harasser. Guys, if you don't mind, just take that out for me. Take that out for me. I agree, Erst. Take that. Alright, Rihanna. If you wouldn't mind telling me where they're coming from. Oh, you don't know that either. Alright. I know I've asked this before, but are you familiar with a guy named Darius? You're in the same line of work. You remind me a lot of him. Oh, is that? It's gotta be an Igor. I hear that AC2 spam. Has to be an Igor. Whenever you hear that AC2 spam from a mile away, it's gotta be an Igor. Oh. Oh, hi, Mark.
We're on it, boss.
We got a Wolverine and a Wolverine. Alright, alright. Looks like our mans is having an ammo explosion. He is indeed. He is indeed. You know what? We're gonna switch over to Predator Vision. That makes it easier to get those headshots.
Your resistance is pulling in more hostiles from the surrounding
Stop jumping
area.
around, you doofus. There we go. There we go. That's them juicy headshots. Well, never mind. You can cut that shit out whenever you feel like it, buddy. Am I stuck on one of my buddies? No, I'm stuck on a wall. Alright, fair enough. Fair enough. VTOLs, A. Take them out.
Unassigned targets is flying in.
Time to click heads with large lasers. Yeah, we're giving them the clamps. We are giving them the clamps. You know what? I'm tired of your shit. Get clamped. Get clamped again. Get clamped. Tired of your shit. Oh man, that javelin's having a bad time. That javelin is having a bad time.
Coordinating our attack.
Also, I'm about to get CT. I have been playing badly.
That mech is about to pop.
I have been playing badly. You blew up his engine again. Yeah, yeah. I do that a lot.
Be on the lookout for them.
Get legged, nerd. Get legged again. Matter of fact, can I punch you in the leg? I'm gonna punch you in the leg. I can punch you in the leg. Beautiful. Fucking Igors, man.
You heard the boss. Let's light it up.
That matches the class of VTOL we're after. Take it out.
Those fucking AC2s. I hate them. I hate them.
Pow! One down. Shared target identified.
Alright. We got a locust in close proximity, and I'm gonna get blown up here in a second.
We're on it, Commander.
And I'm gonna have nobody to blame but myself when I do. Ow. Watch out for the PPC from the Vindicator, boys. She hurts. She do hurt.
Boss wants us on that target.
Yeah, so,
You've
whenever you're
satisfied
ready.
the terms of your contract, Commander. From here on out,
There we go.
we'll pay out combat bonuses for every Federation unit eliminated on our behalf. While we'll need to analyze your battle computer after
Space
you
Texas
return,
man, I
it
appreciate
does
the
not
offer, but,
immediately appear
my
that any
mech is in a bad way.
present in this system. Only the local militia. Return to your dropship once you're ready.
Oh my. Oh my.
Your objective is complete,
Oh my.
Commander. When you're ready to leave the fray, hop aboard the ship and we'll get you out of there.
Oh my. This man's is angry at me. He is angry at me. I think I'm outside of range of the large lasers.
Let's burn it down.
It is a manticore though, so it's a pretty, I mean, I know it sounds dumb to say that a tank is tanky, but you get the idea.
Let's do this.
Partisan. Well, y'all know how I love the partisan. That AC5 spam for days. Alright, sorry Space Texas, man. We gotta get out of here. We gotta get out of here. We just put this crab together. I don't want it to get blown up again. And Creek Guardsman rolling into the chat on a Saturday along with Scientific. Good to see you guys. Glad to have you on a Saturday stream. Hopefully you're having a good weekend so far. Hopefully the weekend is treating you well. Yeah, heavy tanks are indeed a respectable threat in Battletech. The Partisan, the Manticore, and then when you start getting into like the really heavy and assault tanks, Like, you know, the alicorn and the Rommel and things like that. But yeah, the heavier tanks can definitely be a threat, that's for sure. Let's see, we got 30 salvage picks, huh? I mean, we could probably pick up 2 mechs for that. We could take the Wolverine, we could take the Vindicator, and then... Let's see, is there anything interesting down at the bottom? Not really. Alright. We'll take a tier 2 short burst. Why not? Okay, there we go. So as you can clearly see, we have successfully gotten purchase salvage to work correctly. Which is good, because there were several times last stream when I didn't get that salvage that I wanted because we were like 1 pick short. Because I feel like the game does that shit on purpose. But anyway, we're good now. Purchase salvage is working. Hooray! Praise the Omnissiah. So you've dived into the mod rabbit hole. Krieg Guardsman, yes, I have. We're what, 5 streams deep into our modded career, and it's been a lot of fun. It has been a huge improvement over the vanilla campaign. Alright, let's view the transmission, get set up for the second phase, and I think let's go ahead and do the repairs on the crabs, because we're probably about to head into areas of space where we're not going to be able to do repairs. Yeah, they're sending us outside of the inner sphere, so that'll be our last chance to repair. 34 days, we'll still be outside the Kestrel Lancers timeline. So let's go ahead and get underway. And iBlaster 911 or 911 says hello. Well, hello to you, iBlaster, and welcome to the stream. First time chatter, good to see you, glad to have you. And hopefully the weekend is treating you well as well. Finally, I can watch your stream. Well, if you're saying that, then I assume you're coming over from the YouTubes, in which case, welcome to the live portion of the content. We are quite a bit ahead of where we are on the YouTubes, but the YouTube is an archive. So, again, thank you for watching, and thank you for joining us. Alright, let's see. Oh, we can actually hire pilots here. Who do we have? Hey, look! We got, what's his face? I can't remember his name now. Transporter. Shit. Why? I can't... Jason Statham. Good lord. I don't know why I couldn't remember his name. I didn't do that, by the way. That comes with it. That comes with 330s. But we did get all the crabs put back together, so let's go ahead and look at the contracts. We got Dire Circumstances Part 2. Again, we'll take max salvage, as you do. You guys know how this is done.
Careful, Commander. The sensors are
You know the
malfunctioning due
rules,
to the
and
weather,
so do I.
and your visibility
And we're
on this
still
mission will be
within the
compromised as
weight
well.
limit. I'm gonna be honest. Crab Squad is a fun meme, but I don't like the crabs that we have set up for the AI. Like 2 large lasers is just not enough for me. Is that one of the campaign NPCs? Nah, it's just a random pilot. Kriegsguardman, yeah, I do have a YouTube. The YouTube that I have is mostly just an archive for the stream VODs. Because as an affiliate, my VODs only stay on Twitch for 7 days. And even if I made partner, they would only stay on Twitch for, I think, 30 or 60 days or something like that. So I put the VODs over on the YouTubes as a permanent archive for the folks that miss it. I also do a little bit of other content. I've done a few anime reviews and things like that over there, but the YouTube is mostly an archive. You'd like it more if you could actually hold back at range. That too. I mean, I will admit freely that the crab is not really my playstyle. Speaking of, we need to give this crab its colors. It did earn them. It did earn its company colors, so let's get it painted up right. There we go. Now, as for the mission itself, I think, you know what? We haven't taken out the archers this stream, so let's do that. Let's take out the archer. That'll still keep us within the tonnage limit. Let's see. I think Shenzing is the one that we took out in the archer last time, so I'll go ahead and put him in there again. King Carp would be good. The King Crab as well. The King Carp, definitely the bigger and stronger of the two mechs, but you know, you have to fear the carp. I mean, their favorite food is dwarves. So, you know, they get to be pretty big. And they're very strong fish. Very, very structurally sound fish. Alright, Chad, let's make it happen. No, I know what you meant, Eye Blaster. But, I had to give you a little bit of ribbing. Oh, well, sounds like we're dropping into the middle of a battle again.
Stand clear.
Correct, Scientific. The carp spends its entire life swimming, training its muscles and endurance, and underwater wrestling. Truly, truly one of the most terrifying of nature's creatures.
The Turian guards have tracked these Davian raiders to the Badlands Cluster, better known as Pirates Haven. They've decided to make their stand along a great chasm with only a few bridges allowing passage across it.
Oh,
We're hoping that
there we go.
we can break the stand.
Now you guys may remember this mission. This is the artillery mission.
Best of luck.
We almost did a bridge review on this because we found probably the first and only bridge in the entire game on this mission. I think we were using what, the Gauss Hunchback on this one? The Clan Buster Hunchback?
Let's make our quarter.
Which I know that's not its real name, but that's what it's typically referred to as.
Target.
Take him out, boys. Take him out. If you're gonna stand still for me. I don't like LRM carriers. Y'all take care of that. I'm gonna go down here. Speaking of hunchbacks.
Enemy dropship incoming.
Oh my. Alright, our man's is going on a trip, apparently. I don't know what the hell that was about. What the hell? Hold up. What the? Hold on, chat. Hold on, chat. We got a problem. We got a problem. I'll be back in just a second. I got a scorpion that just crawled all over my foot. I gotta get him. You know how this works. Give me just a second. I'll be back. Okay, chat. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Crisis has been averted. Yeah, no, we do in fact have scorpions here in Texas, and especially in the springtime, they like to come indoors to get away from the rain, and in the summertime, they like to be indoors to get away from the heat. For those of you that care, I did not kill the scorpion. It didn't sting me. It's, that's my rule. Like, if the bug doesn't attack me, then I don't kill it. I just took it back outside, let him do his thing. It's all good. It's all good. It does indeed happen. Man, that scares the shit out of me, though, when, like, you feel something crawling on your foot, and then you look down, and it's a fucking scorpion. Like, that's the oh shit moment, so I apologize, chat. You know what kind of scorpion it was? I have no idea. It's the common yellow scorpion that we just, like, they're everywhere in Texas. It's not like a deadly scorpion or anything like that. It's just, they show up occasionally. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. Anyway, apologies, chat. Let's get back. Oh no, I mean, my vocal cords are a little too shredded at this point in my life for me to scream like a bitch. I mean, if you couldn't tell, I don't exactly have that kind of range, but I'm also not bothered. Like, snakes and spiders and scorpions and stuff, they don't really bother me. Again, I take a live and let live approach to most wildlife. If you don't fuck with me, I'm not gonna fuck with you. I don't believe in killing anything outright unless it's a genuine threat. Oh, you went for a swim in the lava, did you? You dumbass. Take out that VTOL for me, boys. Oh, we're gonna get artillery. I think we dodged it. Look at this, an assassin of all things. Well, it was an assassin anyway. Oh. I gotta be more careful, Chad. I gotta be more careful. Holding still on this map is a really bad idea because of all the artillery. Gotta work on that heat management.
Target shared, engaging.
I'll see if the boys can shoot this thing across the bridge. But yeah, this is the bridge. We almost did a bridge review on this. There we go. That's taken care of. I'm fine with spiders as long as they stay out of my space. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I don't go quite that far. Like I said, unless they attack me first, then I generally leave bugs alone. Especially spiders, because I live in an apartment complex, which means we have other pest problems, and the spiders help keep that down. So I'm not gonna kill the pest control services. Yeah, that's what I remember about this mission. Between the artillery and the constant reinforcements. Suck it, nerd. Oh, they're dropping more reinforcements over there. Let's see. Can we... Boys, can you take out that artillery for me? There we go. I knew you could. Outstanding work. Outstanding work. Alright, let's focus on the lights then. Get you dumb ass, get out of my way. Over here trying to dodge artillery and this doofus is standing in my way. Burn him down, boys. Burn him down. Now that's kind of strange to see a thunderbolt hanging in the back. Have you ever considered adding sunglasses to your avatar? I did consider it. If I did, I would definitely want to go with like some aviators. But I haven't had a lot of time for like 3D modeling and stuff lately. Man, this dude is getting shredded.
They were no match for Davion forces. Kill confirmed. Form up on the commander. You heard the boss. Let's light it up. Target destroyed. Wilco, focusing fire.
I mean, I brought that up yesterday, the whole, the theory that insects may not actually be from this planet. Like, they're so different from all other life on Earth that there is some contention in the scientific community about whether insects might have come from another planet. Like, maybe an asteroid collided with the planet and somehow deposited ancient insect embryos or whatever. I mean, I don't actually believe that, but I think it's an interesting thought experiment.
Wilco, focusing fire.
It's a flea, guys. Why isn't it dead yet? Come on.
Target destroyed.
They predate and have survived multiple mass extinctions and eras of life forms. Correct. That is correct. I mean, from what we know of evolution and the progression of life on Earth, I don't think that that's, like, I don't actually think that they're aliens. Just because, there's also significant evidence to point towards the fact that insects were some of the first non-microbial life on the planet, and as a direct result, much like everything returns to crab, I think it's not an exaggeration to say that all life may originate from insects of one form or another. But again, it kind of proves that theory in evolution that if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I mean, you know, sharks haven't changed in hundreds of millions of years. Insects haven't really changed in millions or billions of years, with the exception of getting smaller because of the lower oxygen content in the air. But, like, you know, it's those biological designs have stood the test of time because they're very good at what they do.
Let them fall back. Minister Vandenberg wishes for us to capture and interrogate as many POWs as possible to see who we're dealing with here. Commander, fall in with Marshal Grenadine and await further instruction.
You got it, Space Texas man. Yeah, I remember the first time we did this mission, we didn't destroy the artillery on this side of the bridges, and so we ended up having, like, the mission took a lot longer because we basically had to loop back on ourselves. So it's good that we took him out from the other side this time around. Made the mission go a lot smoother. Oh man, look at all that mech salvage. Good lord, chat, look at it. Plus we got a 160 engine, which I probably wouldn't buy that to use it, but I might buy it to sell it. What else do we get? What else do we get? Got some T-bolt salvage, if we got nothing better to use our picks on. Alright, let's see what mechs we got available. We got an assassin, we got hunchback. We have hunchback, but have we had second hunchback? Or perhaps even third hunchback? We got a 101 assassin. Alright. Locusts and fleas out the butt. I think we go for value here in terms of money. The assassin, even though it's cored, is worth quite a bit of money because it's got a lot of its other equipment. Same story with the hunchback for that matter. I mean, it didn't get cored, so it might actually be worth stripping that one. And then, let's see, a couple of tier 2 medium lasers to round out the salvage. I think we're good. Yeah, what a haul. Indeed, indeed. Good haul on this one. You could say scribs are so different from every other creature of this planet, or tardigrade. Yeah. Again, Mate, that's what I mean, is when you look at vertebrate life versus invertebrate life, it's apples and oranges to begin with. But like I said, I don't give the theory any credence, but I still think it's an interesting thought experiment. And hey, look at that, we got all the kills we needed for the warrior units. So that's another Cantina mission complete. And another upgrade available. We need to do more mech collector because I want to, like, this is where the heat and energy management stuff is. So we really need to work on this tree. But it's been tough finding the mechs that they want us to collect. Like, they want us to collect Kintaro mechs. We haven't even come across a Kintaro yet. Plus, when I see something like this where it's like, hey, destroy 7 Igors, and I'm like, I can do that. And plus, we get a buttload of superchargers for it as well. Yes, I believe I will. Then again, maybe collect 6 SRM2 tier 2. I think we already sold a bunch of our equipment though, didn't we? Like, I might have had that a while ago, but then we sold everything so we could buy the the Jester catapult, so oh well. And they don't have any on the market that we can buy. Everything here is tier 0, because again, we're outside of inner sphere space. We're technically in the periphery. But that's okay. Let's view transmissions, accept the job for part 3, and hopefully the completion of this mission chain. We'll go ahead and do the repairs. Thankfully, the great thing about the crabs, as you can see, easy to maintain, so they are very cheap to repair. If you don't lose any parts, they are great. Let's get weird thought experience. What does everyone think about stoned ape theory? I mean, you get into stoned ape theory, that always reminds me of, and because I've been playing some Metal Gear Solid 5 lately, it's still fresh on my mind. But the whole, you know, speech inhumanity thing. Like, could it have potentially been outside influences that gave humanity the idea for spoken language? I mean, all animals communicate, well, a lot of animals communicate audibly, but, you know, coming up with complex language might have just been a natural evolution, but again, it's a fun thought experiment. But we don't even have to go anywhere for part 3 on this, which is outstanding. Again, we'll take max salvage, you know the rules, and so do I. And again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I think, oh, you know what? If I remember right, this is another one of those lava planet missions where they're just gonna throw a bunch of enemies at us. If I'm remembering correctly. We've also got 2 pilots that are beat up. Especially Erst, who's going to be out for 29 days on injury. 21 days for Ansi. We might need to change things up a little bit, chat. We'll keep Shenzing. But let's swap some mechs out. See what we can do here. That's right. We don't actually have a lot of free tonnage to play with, now that I think about it. But that's okay. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. Hold on. I'll figure this out. So, I think we drop the archer, because that's eating up our spare tonnage. And I think instead we bring in the Treb. We bring in the Hero Treb. Where is it? There it is. Because the Hero Treb will give us firepower and speed on a budget in terms of tonnage. We'll let Urs take a break.
We got this. No prisoners.
And
no
I guess we'll
mercy.
put in Mate, because they've got good affinity for the crab. And then, let's see, does anybody besides Ansi have good affinity for the crab? Doesn't look like it. Well, nobody that isn't already out. So, maybe we drop the crab and put in something else. We could do the Charger. We could do one of the Marauders. You know what? We could do the Crusader. See how the computer does with the Crusader. So who's got good missile skills? We got a 7 out of 5 for Mara. We got 6 out of 12 for Northman. Yeah, we haven't really been focusing on missile skills for the AI. Let's go ahead and bring in Mara. Let's bring in Mara. See if the Crusader can earn its colors today. 250 instead of 220. You're right. I wasn't even paying attention to that. I wasn't even paying attention to that. That's a good call. That's a good call. Let's see if we got a little more, then let's throw in a Marauder. And I'll just go ahead and let Jonah use that, unless I don't think we've got any pilots with a good affinity. Yeah. Haven't really done any work with the Marauders just yet. But that'll put us right about where we need to be. Do we have another 60-ton mech? I know we got a T-Bolt, which is 65. That'll put us a little bit over. But it probably wouldn't hurt. We could throw in a Wolverine as well. Let's see. Who's been piloting Wolverines? People that are already piloting other mechs. Alright. Which Wolverine config is this? This is mostly medium lasers with some missiles. You know what? We'll just leave Mate in there. We'll leave Mate in there. Well, don't forget Kokma, especially if you're familiar with Parasite Eve, which, one of my favorite video game franchises, by the way. Well, that's not true. I really like the first one. I kind of like the second one. There is no third game in the franchise, which is really sad. But the story that the games were based on is, you know, that whole mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell, but also it's actually an alien organism that lives symbiotically with humans. I was like, that's an interesting idea. But anyway, let's make it hot, chat. Let's make it hot. So, Scientific, I have said this before. To me, the third game, there is a phenomenon in the games industry where a game publisher may not think that a game is gonna sell well. Like, someone will come to them with an interesting idea for a game, but the publisher doesn't think it's gonna sell very well. And so what they'll do is they'll say, hey, let's slap an IP that we already own onto this. Let's give it a Battlefield coat of paint, or let's give it a Call of Duty coat of paint. That's what the third Parasite Eve game feels like to me. It feels like a completely different game that they just slapped the Parasite Eve IP onto because they knew there hadn't been a third game yet and everybody wanted one, and they were like, hey, you know what? This'll sell copies. And it did. It absolutely did. It absolutely did. I'm getting shot in the back, chat.
Focus target received, Commander.
If y'all wouldn't mind taking out the VTOLs with the frickin' annoying ass ACs everywhere.
That makes it jump out now.
There we go.
We're on it, Commander.
Already taken way too much center torso damage here. My evasion! Remember what I told you before. You do not live to disrespect the SRM carrier twice, and I just found that lesson out the hard way. I'd have to play Parasite Eve at some point. I will say, it hasn't really aged well. It's one of those late 90s PlayStation games that does take a little bit of getting used to. But if you're familiar with, like, old school Resident Evil control schemes, it's very, very similar to that. I mean, I enjoy the game a lot, and like a lot of survival horror games from that era, you can, if you know what you're doing, and you know everything there is to know about the game, you can beat it in like 3 or 4 hours. But if you're doing like a first playthrough through Parasite Eve, I mean, you could easily put 10 or 20 hours into it. If you're like taking the time to explore everything and get all the items and stuff. Yeah, it is based on a book. Very, very loosely based on a book. Like, they basically just took the idea and turned the... They took the Cliff Notes version of the book and turned it into a game. They do actually make references to the book and some of the characters in the game, but it doesn't directly relate to the book necessarily.
Forming on you, Commander.
Solbus, the hostile mech is neutralized.
Also, there's a movie. It's a Japanese movie, but there is a movie as well that was based more accurately on the book. Where the game just takes the book as an inspiration, the movie was actually based on the book.
We've got your target, Commander.
Oh, they're coming in behind us with the light mechs. Again, if I didn't know better, I would think that we were fighting the frickin' DCMS here with all the light mechs. And sadly, I'm not thinking a whole lot about salvage on this one. I'm mostly just coring these donkeys out to get them off the field.
Commander, more enemy mechs inbound.
Tango down.
Okay, he's toast.
We're on your target, Commander. Amazing, Commander. Nice kill. That's even going critical.
Still more reinforcements, Commander.
Alright, boys, there's VTOLs above us. If you wouldn't mind sanitizing the skies. Y'all have basically got unlimited elevation with those large lasers. Alpha Strike Buddy had to cancel our game, big sad. Well, sorry to hear that, Valor Calls, but welcome to the stream. And hopefully some hot mech on mech action in Mechwarrior 5 will be a good substitute. Halo shows just like the games, full of suck and not in a good way. I mean, at least the Halo games had the element of like cheesiness and, you know, like B-movie action schlock and stuff. Like, the show has none of that. the show so desperately wants to be like a big serious show like Black Mirror or Game of Thrones and shit like that, and it's like, guys, that's not what Halo is about. I know that's how the kids that grew up with Halo describe it, as some massive space epic, but it's not. It really isn't.
Coordinating our attack.
Please do, because I'm missing an arm. Oh no. Oh no. Getting a little roughed up out here in these streets, Chad. Hey, remember how I said I wasn't sure if we were gonna find a Kintaro? Look, it's a Kintaro.
Add one to my score.
It's almost like the game knew. It's like they knew.
Engaging with Lance.
No, don't engage with Lance. Engage with lasers. Halo's about to be the victim of managing to squeak out survival. I mean, I think there's an argument to be made that, you know, and you hear the cries of the fan base that, oh, Halo hasn't been the same since Bungie left. I mean, that's kind of true, but at the same time, Halo is, in much the same way as like Naruto, a series that was supposed to end a long time ago, and they just kept it on life support for the money. So, you know, Halo has become kind of the same thing. It's a zombie of a franchise
Out nearby.
that really should have been let go a long time ago,
Focusing on
but
your target.
Microsoft loves their cash cow, and they don't want to let it go.
Wilco, focusing fire.
Understandable, in a way.
Another one.
I mean, if I had a billion-dollar franchise and knew for a fact that if we stopped making games, it would stop making money, I wouldn't want to give it up either. That's just how business works. Yeah, Red vs. Blue, and I understand Red vs. Blue was comedy, whereas Halo was definitely not comedy. It did have some comedy in it, but I think like a series of Red vs. Blue professionally produced would have been great. Well, Erst, I mean, think about everything else that's going on in the games industry right now, and then imagine being at 343 Studios. A studio that literally only existed because Microsoft refused to give up the Halo brand, and every single person that works under the 343 umbrella knows goddamn well that if Microsoft ever decides to give up on Halo, all of them are out of a job. Every single one of them will be out on the street if Microsoft decides to stop making Halo games. So, like, I understand 343's staunch refusal to throw in the towel, no matter the criticism, because their livelihoods literally depend on it. But it doesn't change the fact that, again, Halo should have been taken out to pasture in Old Yellard about 3 or 4 games ago. So we're supposed to be killing mechs, but we're not really finding any more mechs. Oh.
Target acquired.
Oh, it's of course it's a scorpion.
Target destroyed.
Of course it's a scorpion light tank.
New target Thunderbolt.
I mean, I've said before my piece on
Shared target
corporate
identified.
culture and, you know, the corporate priorities in a creative medium like television, movies, video games. Like, those two things shouldn't mix. But at the same time, I think it's an inevitable part of the medium. Anything that's profitable is gonna be taken over by private interests.
Shared target
And that includes
identified.
entertainment. Because entertainment is an evergreen market. Like, people are always going to be looking for entertainment, so there's always going to be money to be made.
Reactor failure detected. Look out. Commander's target. Now.
Yeah, we've had that a couple of times, Valor calls, where there's like just one vehicle or light mag that's just stuck on a piece of terrain somewhere. It doesn't happen very often, but it does happen. Well, that was not what I meant to do. There we go. Let me take your legs if you don't mind.
Guards are reporting that they have cleared the field of all mech and armored assets.
And that's the end of the
While we're
Thunderbolt.
sure that some of these rats will sneak away through the smaller caves without their mech or armored forces.
Yeah, so I think those guys that were over there in that area were part of the original drop, and for whatever reason, they just went over there because of their pathfinding and got stuck.
Commander, we'll be sure to get your unit debriefed and squared away back at headquarters.
Well, thank you, Space Texas Man. I appreciate your candor in the matter. Oh, yeah, maybe it's the map, maybe it's the mission specifically. Hard to say. But it's fine. I've said before, like, yeah, there are a few bugs here and there, but we've only experienced like 2 mission or game-breaking bugs in over 100 hours of gameplay with Mechwarrior 5, so I'm not going to complain about that. I mean, in the current climate of games development, that should be considered a boon. I'm not going to praise them for that. Like, you don't get praise for doing the bare minimum, but at the same time, I'm not gonna rag them as hard as I would one of these other companies. We could take the Kentaro in case that Cantina mission is still there. Aside from that, we could also take the Thunderbolt. I mean, the engine core got damaged, but it's not destroyed. We could potentially rebuild this pretty easily, but that's gonna take up most of our salvage picks. Yeah, there is that, Mate. Most of the time, especially if you spend any time in the core, if someone offers to square you away, that's not a good thing. You should not be looking forward to that. The mission was to kill Kentaros, not salvage them. I thought it was to not salvage them, but to deliver 3 of them. Maybe I'm remembering wrong. What do you think, Chet? Kentaro plus other stuff, or do we just take the Thunderbolt and try to rebuild it? You're not wrong, Scientific. The Thunderbolt is mostly gone, but the important part, the torso and the engine core, are still there. And that's the important thing. It's a mech destruction, not a mech collector mission. Yeah, it was... Again, so Erst is basically calling me out here because, for those of you that don't know, I don't always pay attention. In fact, I very rarely pay attention, or at least 100% attention to everything. Folks are saying, take the Kentaro. Alright, let's take the Kentaro, and then what else do we fill it out with? We got 14 more picks, so, I mean, we could take an Enforcer for the money. We could take the Cicada for the money. I mean, oh, shit, chat, the Assassin 2-6. It's got Indo and pulse lasers. I need to be paying more attention to the salvage screen. Holy shit! Because even though we've only got 8 picks, look at all that heavy-duty tech on that thing. We're definitely taking that. I'm gonna strip the hell out of that thing. Let me double check the rest of these guys, because if there's that kind of salvage up for grabs, suddenly this became a lot more interesting. Saying the 26, the 21, and the Cicada. Yeah, we could do that. We could do that. Do we have a Cicada? Well, there's only the one Cicada, the other Cicada. Or no, I'm sorry. Yeah, neither one of them has the core. But you guys know me, I'm not a huge fan of the Cicada. Let's see, is there any other lost tech in the salvage list? There's some case here, but we don't use case in this company. I was hoping maybe there would be, like, another pulse laser or something in the salvage list, but it doesn't look like it. That's okay, though. It's not the end of the world. Let's see. We got 11 picks. So, yeah, we could take the 26, the 21, take the Kintaro as well. That'll fill out our salvage picks. Plus, with the stuff we're gonna strip off of that 26 assassin, that pays for this mission by itself. Maybe share cost is a better way to sort the list. Maybe. And it sorts it by C-bill value, which is fine. I mean, that's the thing that I care about the most. Because of your actions, we were able to crush this band of pirates, but most importantly, we avoided an unnecessary and surely brutal conflict with Davian forces. We've sent along your pay, as well as a glowing commendation to the Mercenary Review Board. Well, thank you, Space Taxes Man. And we get a free Marauder out of the deal. Now let me look at this Cantina mission. Yeah, you're right, it was. It was just kill mechs. Well, no shit. I should have taken that anyway. I mean, it's Mech Hunter, but rather than Mech Collector, which is kind of nah. Speaking of Mech Collector, Chad, I'm gonna do it. I probably shouldn't, but I'm gonna do it. Get objective logs here. What do we got? I kind of want to keep the Mech Collector units. We've already made progress on most of these. I think we'll drop this one. Because the Igor unit's going to give us superchargers, and if nothing else, that'll be worth some money. And then we will take the Cantina mission. What are we doing? Well, good to see you, Sierra. Thank you for joining us on a Saturday. Glad you could make it. I assume you've got some armor coming up later in the day, but thanks for coming to hang out all the same. That we shouldn't be doing. What I'm about to do, actually, is they want me to collect 2 Hunchback mechs. We already have 2 Hunchback mechs. I'm gonna do that, and I know chat's gonna throw a fit because I'm getting rid of Hunchbacks, but we need to level up Mech Collector for those upgrades, so I'm gonna do it. We can always get more Hunchback, chat. This Hunchback, we need to strip a lot of these, to be honest. So first of all, let's have a look at this assassin. Yeah, nothing really going on there. So we'll sell that. This is the one that we need to take stuff out of. Oh, wow, we actually got 2 of those. Again, goes to show you how little I pay attention. This has actually got a PPCX in it, so I think we'll strip it. This one... Yeah, there's not really a whole lot going on with this one. So let's sell this Wolverine. The Hunchback yearns to be passed on, to be salvaged, to find a new pilot. Yeah, and I think that's the thing, is... Well, Mate, the fascination with Hunchbacks is, it's mostly a meme. And it's largely thanks to Tex and his video on the topic, but the Hunchback has always been kind of a meme in the Battletech community. But yeah, I mean, I think the Hunchback yearns to be passed on as well. It's not doing anything in cold storage for us, so we can pass it on to somebody who's actually gonna put her out there on the battlefield. And Hell's Rays are rolling into the chat on a Friday, or I'm sorry, on a Saturday. It's not Friday anymore. Good to see you, Hell's Razor. Thanks for joining us. And for everybody that's showing up, thanks. Thanks for being here, and hopefully the weekend is treating you well so far. Let's see. We need to strip stuff. I need to stop getting sidetracked, and we need to strip stuff. So, might as well just strip all the equipment off of this thing, even the stuff that we don't necessarily need. Really, I should go to an industrial hub for this. But at the same time, we'll do the job rewards in a minute. Star map. Because it's only August, we still got a little bit more time before Kestrel Lancers. I was hoping there would be an industrial hub a little closer to us, but there really isn't. It's kind of strange. Like, are there really no industrial hubs in the southeast corner of the map? Because there's, like, from right here, this whole swath of space, there's just nothing. Really weird. Alright, let's see. Do we have any transmissions? Is there any other mission that we can get to? We might be able to make it back here to Jamestown. And potentially get the get this pilot before Kestrel Lancers fires off, but I don't think so. 111 days to get there. We're gonna be cutting it real close. But then again, I don't know that we'll ever be this... Well, I say not ever, but... I don't know when we'll be this far south again. Yeah, this is Davian space. This is the ass end of Davian space. It's basically the Taurian Concordant, even though it doesn't really show it on the map. Let's see if we can make it. Let's see if we can make it to Jamestown. Maybe we can finish up those missions for the pilot before Kestrel Lancers fires. We'll give it a try. I don't know if we'll make it, but I'm certainly gonna try. And now that we're out of a conflict zone, I'll see about getting these mechs put back together. So we already stripped this hunchback. I'm pretty sure, yeah, we're gonna need to strip one of the other hunchbacks as well. Okay, let's pull this guy out of storage. I like the Jester, but we're gonna put it away for now. Again, we got a lot of mechs, and we need to get them out of storage. So let's see, loadouts. Oh, God bless it. It's counting this as a conflict zone anyway. Be that way. Be that way. I'm mostly taking the stuff off the Vindicator for the PPCX, but we might as well take everything else off of it as well. Same thing with this 4H Hunchy. We're gonna strip it down. Let's see. These two assassins we need to strip as well. Get all that endo and other fun stuff out of there. Oregons aren't canon. I mean, technically they are. But at the same time, it's like my refusal to acknowledge that there's a third Parasite Eve game. Some people do not like the Oregons. And I understand that they're kind of just an invention from a game studio that got canonized, but you know, it's whatever. They may not be your particular brand of Mary Sue, but they have been recognized as an official faction. Let's see, you've already stripped that. The Kentaro, I don't know. Well, the Marauder, first of all, outstanding. We'll look at this one. This is the stock 3D loadout, though, which we already know from experience we can't really let the computer use because the computer's dumb. So, instead, we will turn this into a standard AI Marauder. I'll give it some short burst larges. And let's see, maybe we give him a PPC for the center torso or the right torso. Or maybe we just stick another short burst in there. Just make it a big, heavy, hot bitch. Call it a day. Throw in some heat sinks. It's ugly, but it'll do the job. Not putting a lot of thought into that one. We're gonna give it to the AI, so I'm basically just like, here's some large lasers, go shoot stuff. Let me see, is there anything else? We do need to repair mechs. We did lose an arm on that. We lost the SRM-6, but that's okay. We can fix that. I don't think anybody else lost anything, though. Yeah, the rest of the mechs fared pretty well. I mean, you say that the AI can't possibly fuck this up, but we've seen how dumb the AI can be. All right, the Crusader has earned its colors, so we'll go ahead and paint it up. I think we already painted this Marauder. We did. Outstanding. Now, we're stripping these mechs so we can sell them. This one's going to the Cantina mission, so I'll put it back in cold storage for now. The Kentaro, I don't think we're going to do anything with. I'm just going to sell it. The 4H is also getting stripped. I think for now I'm going to put the charger in cold storage as well because we're not really using it. In the event that we need some heavier metal, I'll go ahead and pull it out of storage, but for right now, we just don't need it. What else? We got the Hero Archer, we got the Awesome, we got the Hero Wolverine. Thunderbolt we're not really doing anything with, but we'll keep it online. I think we're good. I think we're good. The AI is ironically great at dumb jump jet mechs like my favorite, the Phoenix Hawk. I have not had that experience. I have not had that experience, Valakals. My experience has been the AI just randomly jumps for no reason and then immediately gets destroyed. The additional mods add to the game to gain clan weapons, mostly track tension. It was mostly to add clan stuff, but it was also to just add a little more variety and stuff to the late game. Or the later parts of the timeline. Alright. Go ahead and view transmissions. Air of nothing. Alright, sure. It's not what we came here for. We are on our way to this area down here where we can hopefully do these pilot contracts and pick up one more elite pilot before we have to start Kestrel Lancers. It's November. I don't know if we're gonna make it. It highly depends on the loadout. Yeah, and that's what we discovered during the vanilla campaign, is certain types of weapons are really, really good when you put them in the AI hands, and some are really not.